of positivity. Once upon a time, in a small town named Sunnyvale, there lived a 12-year-old boy named Max. Max had a shock of messy brown hair and bright green eyes that sparkled with mischief. He was an ordinary boy with an extraordinary imagination. He loved playing video games, riding his bike, and dreaming about grand adventures. One sunny afternoon, while Max was immersed in his favorite game, his parents burst into the room with huge smiles. "Max, we have a surprise," his mom exclaimed, her eyes twinkling with excitement. "What is it?" Max asked, pausing his game. "We're going on a surprise trip to visit your grandparents in the city," his dad announced, loading up a suitcase. Max's heart sank. "But I don't want to leave my home. I love it here." He loved his cozy room with the posters of his favorite superheroes, the big oak tree in the backyard where he played for hours, and his friends who lived just down the street. "Don't worry, Max. It will be fun," his mom reassured him. "You'll love spending time with Grandma and Grandpa. They have a big garden and even a treehouse." Despite his excitement about the treehouse, Max felt a knot in his stomach. "Okay, fine," he mumbled, trying to hide his disappointment. The day of the trip finally arrived. Max's parents were bustling around the house, packing bags and checking lists. "Max, please help us by watching Lily," his mom said, pointing to his little sister, who was busy playing with her dolls. "Can't she just play by herself?" Max groaned, but he knew he had to help. While Max was distracted watching Lily, he noticed Whiskers, their fluffy orange cat, eyeing the open front door. "Whoa, Whiskers, don't go outside," he shouted. But it was too late. The curious cat darted out into the bright sunshine. Max jumped up, chasing after Whiskers. "Come back!" he yelled, running down the street. He chased Whiskers around the corner through the park and finally caught him hiding under a bush. When he returned home, breathless and laughing, he realized something terrible. The house was silent. "Mom? Dad? Lily?" he called, but there was no response. Panic set in as he rushed to the driveway and saw the family car disappearing down the street. "Oh no, they left without me," Max exclaimed, his heart racing. He felt a mix of fear and excitement. "I'm home alone." At first, Max felt nervous. What would he do? But then, a spark of mischief ignited within him. "This could be my chance to have some fun," he thought. He dashed into the kitchen, searching for a snack. "Let's see what we have," he said excitedly. He found a box of cereal and poured it into a bowl. As he poured, the cereal spilled everywhere. "Oops, I guess I need to clean that up later," he chuckled. With a full bowl of cereal in hand, Max plopped down on the couch and turned on the TV. He flicked through the channels until he found his favorite movie about a boy who was also home alone. "This is perfect," he said, munching on his cereal. Suddenly, Max heard a noise. It was Whiskers jumping onto the couch. "You're my only friend right now, Whiskers," he said, petting the cat. "Let's have a movie marathon." After a couple of hours, Max decided he wanted to do something more exciting than just watching TV. "I can't waste this day. I need an adventure," he declared, jumping up from the couch. Max remembered the old treehouse in the backyard. It was the perfect place for an adventure. He rushed outside, climbed a rickety ladder, and opened the door to the treehouse. It was filled with old toys, dusty books, and his secret treasure box. As he explored, he found his old walkie-talkies. I can use these to communicate with my imaginary friends, he thought. He pretended he was on a secret mission. This is Agent Max. I'm heading into the jungle, he whispered dramatically. He made up a story about being a brave explorer on an expedition to find the lost treasure of the treehouse. Watch out for the wild animals, he said to Whiskers, who was lounging lazily in the sun. As the afternoon went on, Max's friends, Jake and Mia, came over. They were surprised to find Max home alone. Dude, this is awesome. You're living the dream, Jake exclaimed, wide-eyed. Max grinned, feeling a surge of excitement. You guys want to help me plan a surprise for my family when they come home? He asked. Totally, Mia said, bouncing with enthusiasm. What should we do? They brainstormed ideas and decided to decorate the house. They rushed into the garage and gathered supplies. Colorful paper, markers, and glitter. We'll make a giant welcome home sign, Max suggested. While decorating, they shared funny stories from school. Max told them about the time he accidentally spilled grape juice all over the teacher's desk, making everyone laugh. And then she slipped on it, he added, tears of laughter in his eyes. They worked together, creating a mess of glitter and paint, but it was the best time Max had ever had. As the sun began to set, Max and his friends heard a car pulling into the driveway. Max's heart raced. They're back. Quick, hide, he whispered. They squeezed behind the couch, giggling nervously. Then Max's family entered the house. They were shocked to see the colorful decorations and the glitter everywhere. Surprise, shouted Max and his friends, jumping out from their hiding spot. His parents were amazed. Wow, this is incredible, his dad exclaimed, looking around at the decorations. His mom smiled and hugged Max tightly. We missed you so much, she said, her eyes sparkling with joy. Max felt a warmth in his heart. He realized that while adventures were fun, nothing could compare to being with his family and friends. After the initial excitement, they all sat down together. Max shared stories about his day, the fun he had, and how he missed them. I thought it would be fun to be alone, but I missed you guys, he admitted, his cheeks turning pink. His parents listened and laughed, sharing their own adventures during the trip. Max learned that family is important, and even though adventures can be exciting, the best moments come from being together. That night, they ordered pizza from Max's favorite place. As they sat around the table laughing and eating, Max felt incredibly grateful. This is the best pizza ever, he said, his mouth full. As the days passed, Max and his friends continued to plan more adventures. They decided to create a summer adventure club where they would explore the town, learn new skills, and help others in the community. Each weekend, they took turns organizing fun activities. One week, they went on a scavenger hunt, searching for hidden treasures around the neighborhood. Another week, they had a backyard camping night, telling spooky stories under the stars. Through these adventures, Max discovered new things about himself and his friends. He learned to communicate better, solve problems, and even help others. They became closer, sharing laughter and unforgettable moments. One sunny Saturday morning, Max and his friends gathered at his house for their weekly adventure. This time, Mia had a brilliant idea. Let's bake cookies for the whole neighborhood and deliver them, she suggested, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Great idea, Max agreed. but we need to make sure they're the best cookies ever." They rushed into the kitchen, each taking on different tasks. Max measured the flour, Jake cracked the eggs, and Mia mixed everything in a big bowl. While they worked, they turned it into a game, taking turns to guess how many chocolate chips to add. "I think we should add a mountain of chocolate chips," Max exclaimed, pouring them in. As they baked, the sweet smell of cookies filled the air. The kitchen was alive with laughter and playful banter. "Let's make a sign to go with the cookies," Jake suggested. "It should say something fun." Mia quickly sketched a sign that read, "Fresh Cookies from the Adventure Club." They all agreed it was perfect. Once the cookies were baked and cooled, they piled them into boxes. "Let's see who can deliver the most cookies," Max challenged, his competitive spirit shining through. With boxes in hand, the three friends set off into the neighborhood. "This will be our first delivery," Max said excitedly as they approached Mrs. Thompson's house, an elderly lady who always greeted them with a warm smile. Knocking on the door, they waited nervously. When Mrs. Thompson answered, her face lit up with joy. "Oh my! Cookies? You boys are so sweet," she exclaimed. Taking a box from them, "You made my day." Feeling proud, Max turned to his friends. "That was easy. Let's keep going." They rushed to the next house, ringing doorbells and presenting cookies to their neighbors. With each delivery, they received smiles, hugs, and compliments. "Can you believe how happy this makes everyone?" Mia asked, her heart swelling with joy. Just as they were about to head back, they noticed a sign on the park bulletin board. It read, "Neighborhood Talent Show. Sign up now." Max's eyes sparkled with excitement. "We should definitely sign up. We can perform a comedy skit." Back at Max's house, they gathered to brainstorm ideas for their skit. "Let's do something funny," Jake suggested. "We could pretend to be superheroes who save the world with cookies." Max clapped his hands together. "Yes, and we can add some silly sound effects." They spent hours crafting their skit, practicing funny lines, and coming up with silly superhero names. Max chose Captain Cookie. Mia became the Sweet Avenger, and Jake was the Crumbler. To make their skit even better, they decided to create costumes. They rummaged through old clothes and came up with the most outrageous outfits. Max wore a cape made from a towel. Mia had a tiara made of cookie wrappers, and Jake donned oversized sunglasses. While preparing, they practiced their English skills by writing out the lines and acting them out in front of a mirror. "This is a great way to learn new words," Mia exclaimed, laughing at their silly faces. The day of the talent show arrived. Max felt a mix of excitement and nerves as they walked to the park. "What if no one laughs?" he wondered aloud. "Just remember to have fun," Mia encouraged. "We're here to entertain, not just to perform." When it was their turn to go on stage, Max took a deep breath. The crowd was buzzing with anticipation. They stepped into the spotlight, and Max began. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most delicious show of the year," he announced, his voice booming. They launched into their skit, acting like superheroes saving the world from bland snacks. The audience roared with laughter at their exaggerated movements and silly lines. "No more boring snacks. It's time for the Cookie Crusade," Jake shouted, making the crowd cheer even louder. After their performance, they received the standing ovation. "That was amazing," Max said, feeling proud. "And we learned so much while having fun." Later that evening, they gathered to celebrate their victory with ice cream. As they shared their favorite parts of the day, Max reflected, "I think we should do this more often. It's a great way to practice English and make people happy." Mia nodded in agreement. "And we should also keep exploring new adventures. Maybe we can learn different languages too. We can start with simple greetings." Inspired by their conversation, they decided to create a language challenge where they would learn new phrases each week. They wrote down words and phrases in English, Spanish, and even some basic French. They practiced saying them out loud, trying to pronounce each word correctly. "Hola means hello in Spanish," Mia said, smiling, "and bonjour means hello in French." Max loved the idea and suggested they incorporate these new words into their daily conversations. "We can greet each other in different languages every day," he exclaimed. As summer rolled on, Max and his friends continued to embark on new adventures, always finding creative ways to learn and grow. They held movie nights, where they would watch films in English and discuss the stories afterward, picking out new vocabulary. One day, they even organized a mini book club, choosing a fun children's book to read together. "This is a great way to improve our reading skills," Jake noted, flipping through the pages through laughter, games, and fun challenges. They were building not just their language skills, but also a deep bond of friendship. Max realized that learning didn't have to be boring. It could be an adventure full of joy and creativity. That's when everything seemed perfect one day. While exploring the park, they stumbled upon an old, mysterious-looking book lying beneath a tree. Its cover was dusty, and the title read, "The Secret Adventures of the Imagination." "Should we open it?" Max asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. Mia nodded eagerly. "Let's see what secrets it holds." They carefully opened the book, and to their surprise, the pages began to glow. "Whoa! What's happening?" Jake shouted, taking a step back. Suddenly, they found themselves surrounded by sparkling lights, and the world around them started to change. They were whisked away into a fantastical land where anything was possible, and their biggest adventure was just beginning. As Max, Mia, and Jake were surrounded by the sparkling lights, they felt a strange sensation. In an instant, the world around them transformed. They found themselves in a vibrant forest, filled with trees that sparkled like diamonds, and flowers that sang sweet melodies. "Where are we?" Mia asked, her eyes wide with wonder. "I think we're in the land of imagination," Jake exclaimed, looking around in amazement. "This place is incredible." Just then, a friendly creature appeared. It had bright blue fur, big floppy ears, and a wide smile. "Welcome, adventurers. I'm Fizzle, the guardian of imagination. You've entered a magical world where your dreams and creativity come to life." Max couldn't believe it. "Wow! Can you show us around?" he asked eagerly. Fizzle nodded. "Of course. But first, you must solve the riddle of creativity to explore further." Fizzle scratched his head and said, "Here's the riddle. I am not alive, but I can grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Max thought hard. What could it be? Is it a plant? Mia guessed. "No, plants are alive," Jake replied, deep in thought. After a moment of silence, Max shouted, "I know. It's fire. Fire can grow and needs air, but water puts it out. Correct. Fizzle cheered, clapping his paws. You have proven your creativity. Now let's explore the enchanted land. Fizzle led them to a beautiful meadow where creatures of all shapes and sizes were celebrating the festival of colors. There were rainbows everywhere, and everyone was throwing colorful powder into the air, creating a vibrant spectacle. Join us, Fizzle called out, pulling Max and his friends into the fun. They laughed and danced, throwing colorful powders at each other. This is amazing, Mia shouted, her hair turning bright pink. As they celebrated, they met a group of friendly creatures who spoke in rhymes. We love to share and spread the cheer. Join our games. We'll have no fear, they sang. Max and his friends participated in games like Rainbow Tag and Color Catch, where they had to catch color balls while learning new words for each color in different languages. Red in Spanish is rojo, Jake shouted as he caught a red ball. After the festival, Fizzle introduced them to Olivia, the wise owl. She lived in a grand tree filled with books and scrolls. Welcome, young adventurers. I have stories and wisdom to share. If you seek knowledge, you must help me first. What do you need? Max asked. Olivia explained, I need someone to find the missing pages of the Book of Wonders. These pages hold the secrets of the world. They'd been scattered across the land, determined to help Max, Mia, and Jake set off on their quest. They traveled through different regions of the Enchanted Land, each with its unique challenges. Their first stop was the Ice Kingdom, where they had to slide across frozen lakes and solve a puzzle made of ice blocks. Let's work together, Mia suggested as they formed a plan. They built a small bridge of ice blocks, and as they crossed, they found the first missing page, shimmering like a crystal. 1 down, 2 to go. Max cheered. Next, they ventured to the Desert of Dreams, where they faced strong winds and had to find the hidden pages beneath the sand. It's so hot here, Jake complained, wiping his brow. Let's dig together. Max encouraged. They worked as a team, digging until they discovered the second page. We're doing great, Mia said, feeling proud. Their final destination was the Jungle of Sounds, where they encountered various animals that communicated in different languages. We need to listen closely, Fizzle reminded them. As they walked, they heard the sounds of birds, monkeys, and rustling leaves. They followed the sounds until they found the last missing page, hidden inside a hollow tree. We did it, Max shouted, holding the page high. With all 3 pages in hand, they rushed back to Olivia's tree. You've done well, she praised, taking the pages and placing them back in the Book of Wonders. Now, you'll each receive a special gift for your bravery and teamwork. Olivia waved her wings, and sparkling lights surrounded each of them. Max received a wishing star. Mia got a magic paintbrush, and Jake received a language scroll that taught him new words. As they prepared to leave the Enchanted Land, Fizzle smiled. Remember, your creativity and friendship can take you anywhere. Use your gifts wisely. With a wave of their hands, they were once again surrounded by the sparkling lights, and the next moment, they found themselves back in Max's living room. That was incredible, Max exclaimed. I can't believe it really happened. Mia nodded enthusiastically. We learned so much about teamwork, creativity, and different languages. Let's write our adventure down and share it with everyone, Jake suggested, pulling out his notebook. They spent the next few days writing their story, illustrating it with pictures, and creating a video to share on Max's YouTube channel. They wanted everyone to experience the magic of imagination and the joy of learning together. In their video, they not only told their story, but also included the lessons they learned along the way. They taught viewers simple phrases in Spanish, French, and their favorite funny jokes. "Learning can be fun," they exclaimed, making silly faces. When they uploaded their video, they received an overwhelming response. Comments poured in from viewers who loved their adventure. "You guys are amazing," one viewer wrote. "I want to join your adventure club," encouraged by the positive feedback. Max and his friends decided to host weekly online story sessions where they could share their adventures and practice English with their audience. As their online community grew, Max, Mia, and Jake realized their journey was just beginning. They planned to explore new stories, learn more languages, and create even more fun adventures. With each new story, they became better friends and better storytellers. Max knew that as long as they had each other, every day would be an adventure worth sharing. And so, their story continued, filled with laughter, creativity, and the endless possibilities of imagination. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the living room, Max, Mia, and Jake sat together with their notebooks, brainstorming ideas for their next adventure. "We should explore a different world next time," Mia suggested, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "What if we went to a world where everything is made of candy?" Jake laughed. "That sounds delicious. We can call it Candyland Adventure. We could meet candy creatures and learn how to make sweets." Max smiled. "Let's write a story about it. But we need a challenge to make it interesting." The three friends worked together, each taking turns to add to their story. Max described the journey to Candyland. "One day, after a long day of school, we discovered a hidden door in my attic. As we stepped through it, we were transported to a colorful world filled with enormous lollipops, chocolate rivers, and gumdrop mountains." Mia added, "We could meet a character named Gummy Bear who could teach us about different types of candies. He can be our guide." Jake jumped in. "And maybe we could face a challenge from the Sour Candy Wizard. He could try to steal our magic candy powers, and we have to work together to stop him." With their ideas flowing, they crafted the story, creating a fun plot filled with humor and challenges. They decided that their adventure would teach valuable lessons about friendship and teamwork. Once the story was ready, they created props and costumes to bring their adventure to life. Max wore a green t-shirt and a hat shaped like a lollipop, while Mia dressed in colorful layers to resemble a rainbow. Jake adorned himself with candy wrappers, pretending to be a walking candy bar. In front of their camera, they began filming. Max took on the role of a narrator. "Welcome to Candyland. Today, we will meet the sweetest friends and face exciting challenges together." As they acted out their adventure, they introduced Gummy Bear, a friendly character who bounced around spreading joy and delicious facts about candy. "Did you know that lollipops were invented in the 1900s? Gummy Bear exclaimed. "And they come in all sorts of flavors." Just as the fun began, the ground shook and dark clouds formed above. "Oh no! The Sour Candy Wizard is here!" Max shouted dramatically. Jake, as the wizard cackled, "You think you can take my candy powers? I'll challenge you to a game of wits." He waved his wand, causing candy sprinkles to rain down around them. Mia, thinking quickly, suggested we should accept his challenge. If we win, he must leave us alone. The wizard grinned. "Very well. If you can solve my riddles, I'll let you keep your candy powers. But if you fail, I will turn you into sour candies." The sour candy wizard presented them with 3 riddles, each more challenging than the last. Riddle 1. I am sweet and sticky, but I'm not a treat. I can hold things together, but I'm not complete. What am I? Max thought hard. That's easy. It's honey. The wizard sighed, clearly unimpressed. Correct. But the next riddle will be harder. Riddle 2. I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I? Mia pondered. Oh, it's a joke. The wizard scowled, but nodded. You're good at this. But here's the final riddle. What is keys but can't open locks? Jake shouted. That's a piano. Impressive. The wizard exclaimed, a mix of surprise and frustration evident on his face. You've outsmarted me this time. With their victory over the sour candy wizard, Max, Mia, and Jake celebrated their success. Gummy Bear danced around, throwing candy confetti into the air. You did it. Now Candyland is safe again. The wizard, though disappointed, transformed into a sweet candy creature. I'm not so sour anymore. Maybe I can learn to be sweet, like all of you. Max and his friends smiled, realizing that even the grumpiest characters could change with kindness and understanding. With their newfound friendship with the wizard, they decided to throw a huge Candyland festival. Together they invited all the candy creatures to celebrate the victory and promote kindness. Mia suggested we should have games where everyone can participate and learn about each other's cultures. They set up various booths, including a candy craft area where everyone could make their own candy, a language booth where they taught fun phrases in different languages, and a storytelling corner where they shared tales of bravery and friendship. As the festival began, the air filled with laughter, colorful decorations, and the sweet aroma of candy. Everyone danced and played together, breaking barriers and celebrating diversity. Gummy Bears shared, this festival shows that no matter where we come from, we can all come together and share joy. Max looked around, feeling proud of what they had accomplished. This is amazing. We've created something special. As the sun set, they gathered around to share stories of their own adventures, inspiring others to embrace creativity and friendship. After a day full of fun, the friends realized it was time to return home. They thanked Gummy Bear and the Sour Candy Wizard for their hospitality. Remember, you are always welcome in Candyland, Gummy Bear said, waving goodbye. As they stepped back through the hidden door in Max's attic, they found themselves back in their living room, still buzzing with excitement from their adventure. Sitting together, Max, Mia, and Jake discussed what they had learned. We realized that creativity and friendship can turn even the sourest of situations into something sweet, Max said. Absolutely, and it's important to embrace differences, Mia added. Each of us has something special to offer. Jake smiled. Let's keep sharing our stories and adventures. There's a whole world out there waiting for us, inspired by their journey. The trio decided to set up a regular adventure club. They would invite their friends to join and explore different imaginative worlds through storytelling. "We can explore a world of superheroes next," Max suggested. "And maybe we can learn about courage and standing up for what's right," Mia jumped in. "Or a world where animals can talk, and we can learn about empathy and kindness." Jake nodded, excited. The possibilities are endless as they began planning their next story. The friends realized that their adventures would not just be about escaping reality, but also about learning and growing together. They wanted to inspire others to embrace creativity, friendship, and the joy of learning. With laughter and excitement, they continued brainstorming ideas, eager to take their audience on even more unforgettable adventures. As Max, Mia, and Jake sat in their living room, surrounded by colorful drawings and notes, they decided to brainstorm their next adventure. The excitement in the air was palpable. "What about a superhero world?" Mia proposed, her eyes lighting up. "We can learn about bravery, teamwork, and how to help others." Max nodded vigorously. "That's a great idea. We could have superpowers that match our personalities." Jake leaned back, imagining the possibilities. "I want to be a hero who can fly. I could save people from tall buildings and rescue cats stuck in trees." They each created their superhero personas. Max became Captain Creativity, able to bring his ideas to life with a single thought. Mia transformed into the Kindness Crusader, spreading joy and empathy wherever she went. Jake took on the role of the Flying Ace, zooming through the skies, helping those in need. With their characters established, they began writing the plot of their new adventure. Let's say there's a city in danger because a villain named the Negativity Ninja is spreading fear and doubt, Max suggested. "We need to unite the community to fight against him," Mia added. "And along the way, we can teach people the power of positivity and support." In their story, news spread quickly through the superhero community about the Negativity Ninja's plans. Max, Mia, and Jake held a meeting to gather all the superheroes in their city. "We need to stand together," Captain Creativity announced. "If we combine our powers, we can show the people that they are stronger than fear." The superheroes rallied together, each one ready to contribute their unique abilities. They practiced their skills, shared their experiences, and built strong connections. The day of the confrontation arrived. The city was shrouded in gloom as the Negativity Ninja cast dark shadows over the buildings and streets. People felt hopeless and discouraged. "Remember, we must stay positive." The Kindness Crusader encouraged her team. "We need to show everyone that kindness can defeat negativity." As they approached the Negativity Ninja's hideout, they heard his sinister laugh echoing through the air. "You think you can defeat me with your silly ideas? People are naturally negative, and I will prove it." Captain Creativity stepped forward. "You may think negativity is powerful, but we have something stronger: community and positivity." The superheroes joined hands, creating a circle of energy that radiated warmth and light. They each shared uplifting messages, reminding the citizens of their worth and potential. Suddenly, the dark shadows began to fade as the light from their positive thoughts grew stronger. The Negativity Ninja watched in disbelief as the energy surrounded him. "No, this can't be happening!" he shouted, feeling the warmth of their positivity pushing against his darkness. As the superheroes continued to spread messages of hope, the citizens began to join in. They shouted phrases like, "I am strong," and "Together, we can overcome anything." With each shout, the shadows diminished further, and the negativity ninja started to weaken. "What is this?" he cried out, desperate to hold on to his power. Mia stepped forward, her heart filled with compassion. "It's the love and support we have for each other. You can't win against our unity." Seeing the people unite in strength and positivity struck a chord in the negativity ninja. The shadows that had once surrounded him slowly started to fade. As he hesitated, realizing that he was losing, the negativity ninja felt an unfamiliar feeling regret. Why do they care so much? I just wanted to show them how helpless they are. The kindness crusader approached him gently. You don't have to spread negativity to feel powerful. You can choose to be part of the positive change. With a flicker of hope igniting within him, the villain lowered his head. Maybe I've been wrong. Maybe I can learn to be better. Captain Creativity reached out, inviting the negativity ninja to join their team. You can start fresh. Together, we can create a world where everyone supports one another. After a moment of silence, the negativity ninja took a deep breath and nodded. Okay, I want to change. I want to learn how to be a hero too. But that the darkness that had enveloped him melted away, revealing a brighter, more colorful character. The citizens cheered as they welcomed him into their community. To celebrate their victory, Max, Mia, Jake, and the newly transformed hero threw a grand festival. They called it the Positivity Parade, inviting everyone in the city to join the fun. There were games, colorful decorations, and booths filled with inspiring stories and positive messages. The negativity ninja shared his transformation story, teaching others about the power of kindness and the importance of second chances. Throughout the festival, Max, Mia, and Jake hosted workshops where they taught kids and adults alike how to create their own superhero stories. They shared tips on how to express creativity, work together, and embrace positivity. Everyone has a hero inside them. Captain Creativity announced, "All you need is the courage to let it shine." As the day came to an end, the sun set in a beautiful array of colors, symbolizing the transformation that had taken place. That night, as they lay in their sleeping bags, Max, Mia, and Jake reflected on their adventure. "We did something amazing today," Mia said, her voice full of wonder. "Yeah, and it's just the beginning," Jake replied. "Imagine all the other worlds we can create and the people we can inspire." With dreams of future adventures swirling in their minds, they fell asleep, eager for the next chapter of their journey. As days turned into weeks, Max, Mia, and Jake continued to create new stories and adventures. They explored different themes like friendship, courage, and resilience, always finding ways to engage their audience and teach valuable lessons through storytelling. With each adventure, they grew not only as storytellers, but also as friends, learning to support and uplift each other along the way.